Hey guys, welcome to Homebrew Wednesday. Don't mind the look of this. One of my bottles of mead had a lot of particles from the fruit in it. I can't taste them; they're not coming across my tongue, but it did make it quite cloudy. I'm not gonna waste that. It's just one bottle. I've got other bottles left, so it's starting to taste really good. I won't keep holding that up though, because it does look quite disgusting. The mead has mellowed over time, and it's really starting to mature. It's starting to taste less like fermented honey and more like the raspberries that I put into it. The raspberry flavors are starting to rise as the honey flavor kind of calms itself down. So it's kind of cool. I'm going to save a few bottles for that till the end of the year when I do my December 21st, 2012 cast on JTV. And we'll give that a whirl and see how it did over a 1-year period. Today we're going to do two things. One, we're going to talk about brewing primary and secondary, and then bottling clear beer. I'll get into that in a second. And the second part of this video will be me showing you some cool stuff that I got. Believe me, it's cool. Okay? All right. Now, first of all, let's talk about people. A lot of guys who brew beer they ferment in a primary, maybe a week, 10 days, okay, and then they transfer it to a secondary, and they wait for a certain period of time, and then they bottle. Okay, it's pretty standard. I personally don't do that, but a lot of guys do. Now, one of the problems that I get when I do that is that when I'm bottling clear beer, it takes a lot longer to carbonate because there's less yeast in the beer to ferment the sugars that you put in, while you bottled your beer. Now, a couple batches ago, I kegged some beer, and I didn't have enough room in the keg for the entire batch. So as I showed you in a couple episodes ago, I put it in a glass container. Now, it's been sitting here for a couple of weeks now, and you can see that it's actually gotten pretty clear. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bottle this now. So I'll probably get about 4 1-liter bottles out of this. But the experiment that I'm going to pull off today, and we're going to see the results in a couple of weeks, is that I'm going to bottle the first bottle with it clear like this, and then I'm going to stir it. There's a little bit of yeast at the bottom here. It's secondary sediment, so it's clean yeast, but it's just yeast, and I'm going to stir that into the beer and then bottle the rest of the bottles that way. I've only got 4 1-liter bottles down here. You'll see it in just a moment. I'm going to do 1 clear and the other 3 with it stirred, with the yeast stirred up into it. I'm going to, I get a lot of questions on my live broadcast and on YouTube about, the best way to prime your beer before you bottle it. As you know, you have to add sugar to your beer before you bottle it so that it'll ferment a little bit and create carbonation. And people say, well, should I siphon it to another container and add the sugar then? Or should I add the sugar to each bottle? Well, I'll tell you my favorite way of doing this. It saves you from siphoning your beer from one to the other, because every time you move your beer around, you're risking minimally, but you're risking an infection. There could be a fruit fly or something around, or you're exposing it to oxygen and whatnot. So in my opinion, the least you move your beer around, the less vulnerable it's going to be to infections, and that's why I use the carbonation drops. Now these happens to be the Cooper's carbonation drops, which I've used over and over and over again and have had no problems with these at all. Okay, so I'm doing 4 1-liter bottles, 3 drops in each, and as long as it takes me to do this if I was doing a full batch, it's going to take the same amount of time for you to siphon your beer into another container and add sugar to it. Boil the sugar, let it cool. Just did 4 bottles there. If you use 1-liter bottles and you'll have about 23 bottles, and you use these, you can do this in less than 2 minutes, and you're done, and you're ready to siphon your beer into bottles. No muss, no fuss, no secondaries or tertiaries, no bottling buckets required. Put that in bottle number 1. And I'm just going to take off the airlock. And we'll do the first bottle clear. Let's make sure that's all the way down. Okay, ready? Here we go. All right, cool. So this is going to be a clear bottle. Carbonation drops are already there, as you know. Okay. And then we're going to stop the flow as soon as it gets up to top. I know I've lost my bottling wand, so yeah, it's okay if it spills. I've got it. Oops! I've got it on a thing. Now we'll put it in there, and now what I'm going to do, and there, now the beer is re-inundated with the yeast that was at the bottom. And it's my personal, it just keeps on going. It's still going. There we go. It's my personal opinion that these bottles will carbonate faster than this one that's clear. Let's get that lid on there. Easy cap bottles for the win. They're awesome. Okay, it doesn't look very cloudy through the hose, but believe me, the beer is much more cloudy than what went into here. Okay, so in 2 weeks, we'll check this. We'll open this one and one of these. I'll mark this one to make sure that it's that we know which one it is. As a matter of fact, I'll do that right now. Just scribble on that. That's the one that's clear. All right, so we'll check the back with that in 2 weeks and see what transpired. Let's go over there and look at some cool stuff. During one of my live JTV broadcasts, I happened to mention that I was looking for a 8-track recorder. And I guess I got to be careful what I say, what I happen to mention, because one arrived at my doorstep a very short time following, and this is from a fellow by the name of Dave, who bought this from eBay and then sent it to me. This is the box. Literally, this thing was still in the box. Okay, with the styrofoam, the manual, 2 microphones that haven't even been unwrapped yet that came with it. Okay? And, you know, it was, I don't even know if it was ever used. And here is the unit. Brand new. This unit was built in 1972, as far as I know. And it's probably never been used up until now. Now, when I received it, it had some problems, but it was just a matter of a lot of the lubrication inside the machine was hardened, and I just had to re-lubricate some of the mechanisms, and it works. And on Kijiji, I happened to grab a hold of a lot of 8-tracks for a very cheap price, and most of them work beautifully. Some of them are broken, but I can fix them. I repaired many 8-tracks when I was a kid, so not a big deal there. If I was to play one of these tapes, YouTube would be unhappy with me because of the terms of service, copyrighted material and whatnot. But because this is an 8-track recorder, I was able to do this. And let's just power it up here. The beauty of having a mixer. Okay. And let's push in this. This is not the... What's on here, what was on here is not there anymore. I've re-recorded it. Listen to that! On 8-track! Oh yeah, babe. Crank it up. So there you go. Dave, man, thank you so much. Dream come true. I never owned an 8-track before. I did repair them for my uncle, the tapes themselves, but amazing, and it works beautifully, absolutely beautifully. Let's move on to the next cool stuff I've got. Okay, I got myself a new glass of mead because as much as I hated to do it, I had to pour the other stuff out. It was too, you know, I'm not that desperate. Nice, clean, clear glass of mead. Cheers. Damn it, this is good. All right. Again, during one of my live broadcasts on JTV, and again, I have to watch what I say, I think, I mentioned that I was having trouble finding a copy of Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same, live album. So I happened to mention this, and a fellow by the name of Danny, AMS DJ Ricky, put his JTV name on the screen so you guys can go and check out his cast. He casts Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evenings or nights. And if he's watching this video, man, go ahead and post your times down there if I'm wrong. Make sure everybody knows when to catch your cast. He's one of the 17 Brew Crew casters. And he was kind enough to give me a choice. He said, do you want a CD or do you want a vinyl? And I was like, vinyl. Here it is. He sent this to me. Although the cover looks a little worn, it's been around for a long time. The actual records are in beautiful condition. And you've got the entire thing that opens up. Of course, you know, albums, you know, we don't get this anymore when we buy music. You've got the, you know, the stuff, the pictures, right? Led Zeppelin, right, for the win, okay? Song Remains the Same was a classic Led Zeppelin album that you just have to have if you're a fan of Led Zeppelin. I couldn't find it. I could have bought it off of iTunes probably or somewhere, and I would have, but I got this, and I just ordered a nice carbon fiber record brush from eBay, which should be here in a few days. So I will be saving this record until I can get it nice and clean and static free. But wait, there's more. It doesn't stop there. He also sent me a bunch of other records. He sent me the Eagles, Hotel California, Santana. He sent me some Loverboy, a Canadian band. They do that song Workin' for the Weekend, which I'll be playing off of this vinyl record on my cast on Friday. He sent me a Foreigner record. This is in absolute brand new condition. He sent me a Bryan Adams album. Great condition. Vinyl, good condition as well. And some Commodores with the song the song Easy. You know, that's why I'm easy. I better not sing too much of that or I'll get in trouble. Okay? So he sent me all those records. Now, I had a lot of records when I was young, and we had a terrible flood in the basement at my parents' house where I lived, and I lost all my records because the flood was sewage, and all the covers were all wavy and, you know, terribly ruined. The records themselves were covered in dirt. I just didn't see how I could save them, so I threw them all out. I had Rush Hemispheres red vinyl, so he sent me some of his collection, and I really, really appreciate this, man. This is awesome. Please check out his broadcast. But wait, there's more. He sent me a hard drive. Now, when I first opened this box, I found this. It was wrapped in a shirt, an old T-shirt, and I didn't know. I thought it was a Game Boy, like a Nintendo, you know. I'm like, how do you open this? What is, you know, what? It's a little 40 gigabyte hard drive, portable hard drive, that just plugs in through USB. No power required. It's powered through USB. It's got his trademark on it because he's a DJ. So he probably used this as either a backup or at some of his gigs that he did as a DJ. It's a 40 gigabyte hard drive, and it's full of absolutely fantastic music. I've already backed this up onto another hard drive in case something happens to this, because the music is just amazing that he sent me. Thank you guys for sending me these wonderful things. I really, really do appreciate them. I'm very excited for Friday to play some of this vinyl, hopefully if I get my record brush, and to use that hard drive and deliver you guys some really great tunes, some I haven't played before on my cast. Okay, so I think that's about it for me. I'm out. Cheers to you guys. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Have a great week, what's left of it. My son David is graduating on Friday from grade 8, so it's going to be a stressful / exciting day for me there. And I'll see you guys on Friday night on my JTV cast. I hope to see you there. Cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Keep on making that great beer, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.